Here we are in Anguilla, looking forward to flight to St. Barts today. It's going to be our first flight since Sim Update 4, so let's see how it goes. I haven't flown this airplane in a while. Let's turn the fuel on. Alright, rotating beacon on. Let's go mixture rich. Carb heat is cold. Master switch is on. There is no fuel pump in this airplane. Let's go throttle open, 1/4 inch. It's prime. The parking brake is engaged. Alright, so there's the magnetos to both. Start and then to both, and let's come back to 1,000 on the RPM. Let's lean the mixture a little bit for taxi. Okay, so 122.8 is what we want here. I'm flying on VATSIM. There's nobody. There is no controller in the area. So what that means is I'm going to broadcast on Unicom and then see what happens here. So, alright, so let's turn our taxi light on and our nav and strobe lights on. And let's engage the brakes and release the parking brake. Take a quick look around here. And the only thing around is this guy who's in our way. So we're going to make a right-hand turn here. Add some power. Make a quick right-hand turn. And then we got to test our brakes here. Okay, the one thing I forgot to do is to get the altimeter setting. So let's see here. Come up to the hold short line, 1,000 RPM. Let's see, 1018 is the QNH. That equates to 3006. So let's go to 3006. It's about right there, and that's about correct for this airport. Windsock looks good. Alright, let's do a quick run up. I'm going to put the parking brake on again here. Alright, let's do a quick engine run up. Let's go, well, let's do our flight controls first. Alright, we're up on that side, down on that side, up on that side, down on that side. Flaps are all the way down on this side, all the way down on this side, and flaps are all the way up on this side, all the way up on this side. Let's check the elevator. Elevator's moving properly. So flight controls are free and correct. Let's go mixture rich. Let's go throttle to 1,700 RPM. Alright, left magneto. Got it drop. Back to both. Right magneto. Got it drop. Back to both. Let's check the carb heat here. Carb heat is full on. There's the drop. Let's put the carb heat back in. Alright, yeah, it's back to normal. 5 on the gyro is what we're looking for. Where's the suction again on this? Not there. Oh, here it is. That's right. Alright, so that's good on the gyro. Let's bring the power back to 1,200 RPM. Actually, bring it back to 1,000 here. Alright, so the altimeter is set. Let's see, heading indicator 190, that's correct. Alright, wind is out of the east today as it usually is down here, so we're using runway 11. Let's do a pre-departure briefing. So if we've got any problems on the runway prior to departure, we're just going to bring the power back to idle and come to a stop on the runway using the brakes. Once we're airborne, anything under 700 feet, we're going to be looking either side of the nose, what's straight ahead, a good place to put the airplane down. Above 700 feet, which is 500 feet AGL, we're going to be looking to make a, right turn into the wind and try to come back and land on any hard surface that's available, taxiway, ramp, runway, doesn't matter what. So let's turn off the taxi light, turn on the landing light, and let's get ready to get moving and broadcast here. Alright, so let's get the airplane moving here. Anguilla traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, back taxiing runway 11 for departure. Anguilla. Alright, so I'll bring the power back here. We don't want to go careening onto the runway. That's exactly what we've done. Alright, so back taxi here. So runway, the windsock is basically straight down the runway, which is correct. And for the record, the winds and the weather for live weather is spot on. I know everybody's talking about live weather and whether it's going to be correct in the simulator. Well, mine is. As a matter of fact, it's exact. 10013 knots for the weather here. And that's exactly what the actual ATIS is. I don't see anybody on final. We're not going to dilly-dally once we get turned around here, because we don't want anybody sneaking up on us while we're sitting here. Alright, let's get ourselves on center line. Runway 11 checks. Alright, Anguilla traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, departing runway 11 to the south, Anguilla. Alright, let's go mixture rich. Carb heat is cold. There is no fuel pump, so we're going to bring the power in. Alright, takeoff power is set. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed is alive. 65 knots and rotate. Wow, I certainly wanted to fly today, didn't I? Alright, got us set for about 75 knots here. And there is 400 feet, so we can make our turn out to the right. There is beautiful Anguilla. Okay. Anguilla traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray is on a right downwind departure for runway 11, heading due south, Anguilla. Alright. So like I said, the airplane really wanted to fly this morning, or this afternoon rather. As soon as I pulled back on the yoke, and she took off. I haven't flown Microsoft Flight Simulator in a little bit because I've been training for my instrument rating, and so that doesn't really give me time for sort of recreational flight simming. A little sailboat down there. So let's put in a little trim here. The first thing I notice is that flight controls are a lot more sensitive. I know they said they've modified something on the flight controls for the 152 or the performance of the 152. The one thing I noticed so far as well, and this is likely an issue with my setup, I've got I think I got that setting where it has like the headset setting for the sound, so I basically don't hear anything. Which would only be true if you had a noise canceling headset in real life. But so I've been trying to. The reason you saw me zoom in like that is because I've been trying to turn the volume up on my system so I can hear a little something from the engine, but basically don't hear anything. In real life, if you have, like I said, a noise canceling headset like a Bose or Lightspeed, I think is the other one, then they sure can pretty much block out all of the sound or most of the sound. I don't know that that's really good for flying in, light GA aircraft like this, because you want to be able to hear your engine if it decides to cough. So this is the French side of St. Barts. Right over here is going to be Grand Casse Airport in that valley right there. Just trying to keep an eye on my altitude here. That was straight too much more. So you're going to see Grand Casse Airport come into view here in a second. And there it is. And I got these boats, ships, and other boats around here from it's shoreside simulations or seashore simulations. You can get it at Orbix. Just go to Orbix and search for either Anguilla or St. Martin or St. Barts, because the add-on gives you boats at those three islands: Anguilla, St. Barts, and St. Martin. So really cool. Add some realism to this area. Alright, let's see here. Engine power is set properly. I don't think there's anybody around here. Nope. No controllers, no other traffic. Just me. So kind of cool. You see the ships in in the harbor down there. So like I said, I've been back in the actual cockpit lately, working on finishing up my instrument rating, and so that involves me flying prepared instead of Microsoft Flight Simulator, because Microsoft Flight Simulator just isn't that useful right now as an IFR trainer. The way that prepared is, which is all well and good. I don't understand these debates and arguments about which one's better and which one you use and which one you don't use. I was actually really pleased having gone back to prepared for the first time since September. It's now May, so 8 months. Let's see. But I went back to prepared and updated everything, including the GTN 750, so I can get myself kind of back in the IFR groove. And it's been useful. And I will tell you that flying a real airplane, I hadn't really flown in a while, and I thought my procedures were really good, and I thought I'd get back in the plane and be pretty much in really good shape, and I was. I'm not too rusty, but there's some things that are different about, number one, about flight training, where it's not you make a plan and you go and execute that plan. Flight training is basically you make a plan and then your instructor kind of tries to mess with your plan, which is all well and good. But the other thing was that my first flight back in the real airplane, it was pretty turbulent. And I tell you what, there's really no substitute for that. You know, sitting here in your chair, and you just don't have that feeling of that feeling of physical sensation. And if it's a turbulent day, I tell you, it's makes things a little bit different in a real airplane. So the other thing I'm noticing right now is I have to adjust the trim sensitivity on the Bravo, the trim wheel here. So I'm kind of going up and down, up and down. Got some boats down there. Looks like a cargo boat, cargo ship. If that were green, which it's clearly not, if that were green, that might just be Muddy's Pride out of Anguilla. But it's not. Muddy's Pride is a little cargo ship that flies out of Anguilla. It's really, I mean, I suppose there's nothing neat about it. It's a cargo ship, but it's kind of entertaining to watch it, you know, head out in the morning and come back from St. Martin in the evening when you're sitting on Meads Bay. So, make a radio call here. St. Barts traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray. We are 10 miles to the north, inbound, full stop runway 10, St. Barts. Okay, that's the longest radio call in history. So now we're going to see if I have it in me to make a decent landing here, right? It's an interesting way to reacquaint yourself with the simulators to get right back to St. Bart's, I guess, huh? Boy, this I can tell you for sure that the flight controls, I mean, just any little movement of the flight controls has an effect. Alright, so start coming to the right here, or the left rather. Sim performance is great so far, nice and smooth. Looks beautiful as always. So, St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray is on a 5-mile final runway 10, St. Bart's. Alright, so let's see here. Mixture is rich, there is no fuel pump. Nav lights are on, landing lights on. That's pretty easy, don't you think? So, come a little bit to the right here. And be a little bit more in line with these two rocks here as I'm coming in. So let's start slowing the airplane down. Let's bring the power back to, let's say, 2,000. Come back a bit more than that, 1,900. One of the things that I realized in my real flying is that I'm too, I don't really take control of the airplane. Back in the flap operating range, put in a notch of flaps. Let's fight the nose up. I've really been too tentative on the controls, like, you know, so I kind of wouldn't say knocked my confidence, but St. Bart's, Cessna 4753 X-ray, 3-mile final, runway 10, St. Bart's. Wouldn't say it knocked my confidence, but I definitely, I think it was overconfident. Well, that's okay. Okay, we're coming in at a little bit of an angle to the field, which is what the big guns do down here, because you get a little better view. Let's go back to 1500 on the power, second notch of flaps. You get a better view of the runway this way. Alright, so we're looking good. Alright. St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, short final 10, St. Bart's. Okay, so I'm gonna go flaps 2. Airspeed is pretty low, nice and stable. If anything, I might be a little bit high, but I don't really think that's too big a deal. St. Bart's is looking nice. Alright, so I think this is actually quite a nice approach thus far. Starting to see that end of that runway move up in the windscreen there a little bit, so I'll bring some power out. I can see the numbers. See how that end of the runway there is just moving down towards the cowling. That's an indication that you're high, or that you're overshooting your intended target. I don't want that 1-0 right there to move up in the windscreen anymore. So my power is completely out right now. 0 power. Boy, I don't think I could really set this up a whole lot better. Kind of rough right in there. Let's see here. Start rounding it out. I don't think you really could have done too much worse than that. Too much better than that, really, actually, is what I meant to say. I didn't pull the nose up very much for the landing. But that's no big deal. Alright, let's lean the mixture here a little bit. Get moving here. So, St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, back taxiing, runway 10, St. Bart's. So there's the big rock. As you can see, you're really taxiing uphill here. You don't realize how much downhill this runway is. They've done a pretty good job of recreating that in the sim. St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray is clear over the runway at St. Bart's. So I think what I'm going to do, I just decided, is I'm going to turn around and go fly back to Anguilla, because that sounds like fun. And this here, that looks much like a Pilatus PC-12, which I don't know is available in this simulator, so I think that's pretty cool. I always get this wrong too, which line is what. Alright, so that mixture's lean for taxi. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put on the carb heat, didn't I? Yes, I did. Not good. Alright, so, well, let's see. There's no fuel pump on the airplane. Lights are all set. Carb heat is cold. I don't have to change fuel tanks here. I do have to put the flaps up. There's somebody else taking off there. He's out on a Diamond Star. Alright, so let's get out on the runway and get moving here. St. Bart's traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray is taking runway 10 for departure to the north, St. Bart's. Get back here so we can use as much runway as possible. Alright, runway 10 checks with the heading indicator. Alright, any power problems in the runway? Power out, and we're going full on hard on the brakes. Once we're airborne, we're either in the we're in the water. We're in St. Bart's. So, all right. So, mixture is rich. Carb heat is cold. Flaps are up. Power is coming in. Takeoff power is set. Oil pressure is good. Release the brakes. And let's see. Airspeed is alive. 60, 65, and rotate. I should have checked the trim. And there's the beautiful water in St. Bart's. let's see here. I think if you were actually climbing at 65 knots in a 150, that'd be a pretty steep climb. Okay. There's Eden Rock Hotel right behind us. I'll put the nose down here a little bit. Do some cruise climb. There's a field. There's somebody else coming out right behind us. I'm guessing this is probably live traffic. So I'm going to climb to 2500 on this return leg. I wanted to fly a little lower on the way there just because I thought it might be pretty. Gosh, that water is gorgeous. They really do a nice job here in the old Microsoft flight simulating device here. 75 in the climb. There's somebody on their way in. St. Barts traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray is on a right downwind departure to the north, St. Barts. So there is somebody that should be coming into St. Martin pretty soon on VATSIM. He hasn't been talking. Let's see here. Let's have a look at the area in real life here. Okay. Alright, 2,400 for 2,500. 50 feet below the old cruise altitude. Let's start pushing forward on the nose. Bring the power back to 24. Yeah, I definitely need to adjust the sensitivity of the trim. And that's the guy going into St. Martin, I do believe. Making his call on the old, let's see, it's 2,400. Making his call on the CTAF because there's no controllers down here right now. So, yep. No controllers. I didn't check my... I didn't check to see whether I was squawking altitude before I took off. Right here. I am, but I didn't check it. Here's Saba. They're off our left wing. Alright, fuel quantity is good. A little less than half a tank on each side. Oil temperature's good. Oil pressures are good. The suction on the gyro is good. Yeah, everything's looking pretty good. 19.6 hours on the Hobbs in this airplane. in Flight Simulator. And I will say once again that I think the Cessna 150 or 152, both in real life and in the simulator, is one of the most fun airplanes to fly. Just so dead simple, and just an honest airplane. Nothing fancy about it, but it does what you ask it to do. Not gonna get you anywhere quickly. I love these the turquoise interior and the blue turquoise and blue. And the reason I have that livery is because it's Caribbean-ish. So I just think it's kind of cool. You know, appropriate for the area. So he's on final for United Airlines Flight 148. Then final for St. Martin. Let's see if I can see him. It's gonna be pretty close in there by this point. He should be over here about my 11 o'clock, I would think. 10 o'clock, somewhere in there. Nice late evening, is that him right there? Might be. Kind of right in the center of the screen here. Right there. I think that probably is going to be him. Yep. That's a fellow VATSIMmer. Landing into St. Martin. Yep. See a little bit of blinking on the lights there now. The Eastern Caribbean is looking beautiful this evening. Alright, so Anguilla traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray, 10 miles to the south, inbound for landing runway 11 Anguilla. So did he go around? Or? Certainly looks that way, doesn't it? Or somebody else is taking off out of St. Martin. I kind of think he went around. Or it's just another plane that took off. It's live traffic. So anyway, spending all my time looking around. So let's do what we didn't do last time. Let's make carb heat our initial power reduction here in the old Cessna. So my review of myself on this flight is forgot the carb heat on landing, which in this airplane is not good. I'm bringing power back to about 2100. In this airplane, that's not a smart mistake to make because you get carb ice on this thing. If I had to go around at St. Barts, I had an engine choked up with carb ice, that could have been unfortunate. You know, I mean, in a real world situation, you know. So we're gonna kind of head towards downwind call here. Anguilla traffic, Cessna 4753 X-ray is on a right downwind for runway 11 Anguilla. So right here, kind of at about our 2 o'clock, is sandy ground, which is the harbor in Anguilla. Or the port, I guess you should say, or could say. So that's going to be kind of about where I turn final. Certainly doesn't need to be in this airplane. You can do it short, close in. Alright. Probably start relieving off some airspeed here. Oopsie, not like that. 118.15, huh? Alright. San Juan Center, Cessna 4753 X-ray. It's 13. Come on. San Juan Center, Cessna 4753 X-ray.
November 4753 X-ray, San Juan Center, squawk 2671.
2671 for Cessna 4753 X-ray. This is going to be kind of pointless. 2671. Alright, let's, we're in the white arc.
November 4753 X-ray, radar identified. Just confirm your destination.
Destination is Anguilla for Cessna 4753 X-ray.
4753 X-ray, roger. 11 today or 29?
11, please, sir.
Or 4753 X-ray, roger. QNH 1018, wind 090 degrees, 11 knots, clear to land, runway 11.
Clear to land for Cessna 4753 X-ray. Alright, see, this is the cool thing about VATSIM is you get, controllers are fantastic, they really are, and really add to the realism. So this is sandy ground that's just down here below us. I'll put in the second notch of flaps here and bring the power back. Alright, carb heat is on, mixture is rich, flaps are set. 1700 on the power. get it to the airspeed I want, and then trim for that airspeed. 65 is about what we're looking for. 1018 is what he said for the. Yeah, that's what I got. 3006. Okay. So I think he said the wind's 090, so it's gonna be a little bit of a left crosswind, which is about correct. And alright, let's bring the power back here a little bit. Get ourselves on center line. One last check. Mixture rich. Carb heat is on. There is no fuel pump. Gear is down and welded. Airspeed is good. Definitely got a little bit of a right crosswind, which is great. Help us practice our crosswind landings here. Okay, well, you're getting too wacky here. A little turbulence there. The only problem with this headset setting too is that you really can't hear anything from the engine. So
Freaking 100, San Juan Center, squawk 3731.
Which is a little bit disconcerting. And alright, that nose will come back down on its own here. Airspeed is good. And she wants to float, power out a little bit.
Freaking 100, radar contact 47 miles west of Mella. Welcome aboard.
Power is coming back in a little bit. Oh, man, it's turbulent. Alright. Power out here. Alright. Runway's made. Pull the power all the way out. Okay, bring that nose up. I don't know about that. I don't like this no engine sound thing. Alright, so let's go mixture lean a little bit. And we'll just leave everything else right now. Because like right now you can't even tell where the power is set for taxi. You know, which is a little bit weird. So you really have to look at the gauge to get any indication. Alright. Okay. We'll get off here. Seems to be a tree that's been chopped off there.
Air 475, true X-ray, taxi stand, good day.
And we're taxiing the parking for 4753 X-ray. We're clear of the runway. Thanks a lot for your help today. Have a great evening.
Yes.
So, like I said, those guys are they're really first class. The controllers are superb. They do a great job. And just make this so much more fun. Alright, try not to clip our wing here. Alright, so power to idle, mixture idle cutoff. Put the carb heat in. Let's put the flaps up. Engine is stopped. Let's bring our lights off. Take a quick look around Anguilla. Looking beautiful this evening as always. Alright, so magneto's off, master switch off, and that is that. So that was a fun flight. 35 minutes. So hope you guys have a good evening.